Hello and good morning. Alright, so, back once again. A little bit improved from last time, actually. So, figured it would basically be a mind-crushing experience to watch, so went ahead and, round this guy up to 11. I was explicitly told that the way to go was to be at least 9 before going into that cave, which this guy, even at 9, seemed to be getting curb-stomped, so, went all the way up to 11. Actually haven't gone and checked if there's any improved items for him. If there are, I most certainly will have enough money for him. Got almost 3 grand to blow here. And, I've been told that this thing, since apparently there's a weapon crossover between the different characters, apparently this thing is believed to be a dagger or something like that, not a spear. I like to think he's just going ahead and tying a dagger to the end of a stick. Why not? What else can we do? Yeah, he's basically maxed out as far as armor, it would seem. But apparently there's a town on the other end of that frickin' cave, so there's that. Now he's gotten some buff abilities and all that. Oh, actually, before I forget, friggin' E-Seed. Alright, power up by 2. Neat. I completely forgot to use that thing. Well, at any rate, it's time to go for the cave. It seems like there's dramatically less stuff around now that he's all leveled up. And yeah, with that stick, he seems to be hitting almost as hard as that robot was, so his stuff's a little bit improved. Well, I guess dagger duct tape to the end of a stick, why not? Made himself a sort of ghetto spear. Yeah, that's a good sign. When frickin' demons and crap are running away from me, that is a good sign. Yeah, he still doesn't hit very hard melee-wise, but... well... he still can... I mean, he's still doing a fair bit, but as far as his other abilities, those are basically insta-kills on anything that's available at this point. I believe it's a 2-hit on those undead things, but... you know. It is what it is. Generally speaking, those are kind of the big threat right now. And not autopiloting it through here. Or fast-forwarding through here, rather. These friggin' things. Alright, let's see. Okay, I got a whole bunch of new moves and stuff. I'm assuming power is like a buff move. I mean, defense seems to be a defense move. I don't know, probably should have tested power, but I'll do that later. Don't dodge, you dick! Now, let's see. Yeah, melee-wise, not even worthwhile. But he seems to be dodging more often now. So this guy can at least be 2-shotted. And the potion ones are basically a throwaway at this point, because, well, I've been maxing out the counts on those on all these different grinds here. I think I had 2 different sessions of going and just dumping off all of them. And then just getting new ones. Hang on, did I? I thought I already did this. Or does this happen every time? Oh well. I do plan to go back and fight that frickin' box, though. Bad idea or no, I want to do it. That's not the one I meant to use. Oh well, healed up anyway. Oh, I guess he can just one-shot him now. Cool. I was expecting that to do 60s like it did before. So now, I have to ask, is it chests that get mimics too, or is there only these suspicious boxes? Feels like chests would have mimics down the line. Almost box fight time. Before I fight that box, though, let me see how close the next place is. It just goes around here. It definitely feels like there's a lot less encounters now. Oh. That thing's got a pretty wide range of damage. I've actually been told that Romus apparently has a really wide range of damage too. That's why sometimes he was doing nothing and other times he was doing like half the health bar. But seems like 20 was his max, more or less. You are a boss. I'm fairly certain you're a boss. I'm gonna go this way. Dang it, why is there a boss right after a boss? I have a feeling something in that friggin' boss box is just gonna be some amazing item. Alright, I need a light encounter here, because I want to test out my, my items. Or abilities, rather. They never actually tested out power. Whatever. I don't like it, but he's gonna end up giving an M-herb, so that's perfect. Alright. Okay, it is above move. Holy crap, what? What? Oh my goodness. That's significant. Alright. Good deal, good deal. Now, one quick thing. Alright, what are actual stats here? Can I look at the stats? Where are stats? I cannot have stats, it would seem. I was hoping to take a look at the stats, but I cannot do so. Why do I also have a feeling that that box is going to end up being harder than that boss over there? Maybe I should grind up one more level. Yeah, what is my status anyway? That's a fair ways to go for that. It's time for box vengeance, I think. Actually, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I'm better off trying for that boss. Because that box seemed ridiculous. Like, okay, if that guy had the highest armor there, and it still did a 40 through all of that, this guy's defense isn't upgraded at all. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go fight this boss. Hopefully it'll be weaker than the box, which is something you never expect to hear anyone saying. Oh, you're a weak encounter. Kinda makes me wish that this had a sort of Baldur's Gate style, like, cast your buffs before getting into the fight kind of thing. Although, that would be a little bit frustrating. I can kinda see why they didn't add that. Because then you're in a situation where it's like, okay, I just lost 3 rounds of the fight because I ended up not putting my buffs on. Oh, what is AC? Oh, speed, agility seed, I guess. Alrighty, let's do this thing. Oh, also, there's been an interesting thing I noticed. Always in the background, there seems to be a single guy that just kind of gets stuck. I don't know if that means that there's like a sort of optional mini-boss if you can get past all the other dots or something. But there's just like one that'll get... like, you'll see a bunch of them swarming around one dot. Okay. What the hell? They're hiring mercs to... what? Man, you did not think your loadout at all, did you? You got 3 spears, so you decided to use a whip instead. You're in close quarters, you decided that sword's useless, and you decided armor's good on your crotch, but nowhere else, huh? Alrighty then. Good to know. Oh, and you're one ankle too. Alright, so defense up. First off, let's see how much this does. I'm just gonna stick with that. There. Well, I suppose there can only be one, right? Back. Oh. Kind of playing it safe with these heals here, just in case he dodges. Discount Mercenary the Mask. Pyson? Yeah, no, he's just dead. There's no question about that one. There's nothing PG going on there. That dude died. Alright. Let's see, what else is going on here? Any more trap boxes? Bee Fire. Alright, I guess there's like a free fireball move or something? Kind of feels like with that higher defense thing, you might actually be able to beat that box, but come back for Boxley Vengeance after what seems to be the exit here. Unless I hit another level, which doesn't seem likely. I really do appreciate this feature about less stuff spawning in as you level up, though. Gets you grinding out of the way, don't have to deal with as many fights. It's a good thing when it shows up. Alright, that should be getting close now, right? 706, pretty close. Alright, where's the new town with new stuff? I want to upgrade my loots. Oh, you are jokes. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, of all the people to get the farthest, this is not the guy I would have expected. I have to say, so far, I'm liking this guy. What in the Christ are you? He is a robot, apparently. And he's also probably gonna completely wreck my crap unless I kill him first. And of course, Android. Man, what is it with this weird future where there's robots just kind of wandering around? You know what? Nope. Nope. Crap, I meant to pull a heal before going into a fight. Oh well, this one doesn't matter. No. It's actually kind of amazing. At all the lower levels and everything else, that did nothing. And now finally, at a higher level, it seems to finally hit. Must be a fixed % chance or something. Alright, town. Give me your stuff. Don't care about your problems, don't care about this other stuff. I want weapons. Or at least armors. Alright. You got nothing for me. So... was this supposed to be like a misspelling of a Zeisten? Because that's not what that is. Oh well. Well, that's expensive. Oh, dandy. Alright, and... by what logic? A cotton shirt is going to be more defensive than a silk one. I don't know what you're trying to sell here, buddy. But if you say so. I guess buy some gems or something. Well, I mean, I guess it depends. If it's super sick, or super thick silk, yeah, I can see that. Okay, I guess it's open to interpretation. Also, I think I'm also mixing up linen and cotton. Whatever. It still doesn't seem like it would defend much. It still feels like I probably should have gone to the hotel, but screw it. Go time. Right. Defense place. You are not getting in the way of my box vengeance. The box must die. Yeah, of course it didn't. How is he gonna leech health? He's a friggin' robot. Good job. That is a good decision. And I'm probably gonna hit another level before I get into the box, I would figure. Yeah, let's go ahead and go offense on this one. Is it just me, or does this old man seem really good at dodging? Actually, I don't know if they're an old man. I mean, I assume they got like long white hair and stuff. Or a priest. Inexplicably in spandex. I don't know what it is with, like, old-timey, anime styles and things like that, but I don't think anyone wants to go to church and see an old man in spandex. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the stuff of nightmares, so, not sure what that's all about. Yeah. Let me go tell you about that Jesus. Take him out, well-defined butt. This is not something that people generally want to go spend their weekend on, you know? Although I guess that's why they had that little skirt thing going on. I'll just get smacked. Friggin' zombies. Hopefully, let's see, can I... Yeah, I can wait till the next level up to heal. I seriously thought this run might actually be over with the double android fight. Wasn't expecting a double spawn of those things. Hey, stop dodging. That's just not okay. Can you stop taking my brain juice? My juice. Yeah, that's another good sign. Like, man, and I ended up killing that zombie so hard the ghost ran away. Kind of story you don't typically hear in a bar. And again, I don't go to that many bars, at least not at this point. Yeah, it's funny, while looking up thumbnails for this thing, I saw some guy ended up doing like a 7-day-long 7th Saga stream. Yes! Devils. Alright. Prop guard up. Agility learned. That does not seem like it'll be terribly useful. Because this guy's already pretty darn fast. Well, I guess if we run into faster stuff, you know, it's there. Alright, let's max out. It's time for box vengeance. Is that everything? Yes. Alright, you prick. Do this thing. God, that thing's unsettling. Alright. First things first. Where's my defensive thingy? Do that. Force field! Still through all that. Alright. Use a heal too. There was an option to just try and kill him right there. What? Okay, so he's got a... I just completely lucked out there. So he completely had the option to kill me there. That was for a frickin' topaz. Whatever, that was not worth it. Thought it was gonna be some super amazing thing that I missed. Frickin' topaz. Almost died for a topaz. That turned into a rock. For a rock. Nah. Thinking that's this ability then? Yep, that looks like it. Okay, good. So I do have a shutdown move. So now... that seemed to... okay, yeah, that breaks as soon as you attack. Interesting, so you can shut somebody down for quite a while then. Huh. Alright. So it breaks when you attack, so you get a chance to defend, you get a chance to heal. Okay. Good to know. I'm assuming that's gonna work on all generics and not bosses, because I think I tried that on the boss, didn't I? That it didn't work. Alright, well that is definitely a very strong ability to have. I always like my shutdown moves. Alright, fast forward. Smack with stick. They can't even hit. Pulling his master martial arts crap. Just dodge, 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 dodge. Oh, wait, right, it's one of these. I guess I can't fight you directly. Gotta hit you with ice beams. Get your special attack down. Or was that Blizzard that did special attack down? I think Blizzard was speed down. I don't know. I haven't even used either of those moves. Not playing any Pokemon games anytime recently. Last time I played, was basically racing with my wife to beat Sun and Moon. Ended up winning. Actually, ended up winning using a Nuzlocke run. Figured it was a little bit more fair. Just generally speaking, I've played a lot more of the series. She generally plays more to collect stuff. I like to do Nuzlocke runs because I'm a weirdo. She always makes fun of me for having like a different party every other time we had a fight. Like, I don't get it. Why did you get rid of your starter? And I'm like, well, it got critted and insta-died on this random boss fight here, so I can't use him anymore. It's like, no, that's depressing. You shouldn't do that. But I did. I did do that. Right, now, can I make it to town without using another herb? No. Right. Safety strats, because I don't want to run into, like, a double android fight and almost die to that again. Speak of the frickin' douche. Alright. Where's my petrify thingy? Now that I know what that does. You just sit tight. Alright, now I need defense. And I guess we'll also be able to test if that rock will break at any point. Alright. Now we're also gonna do power. Wham! Because I don't actually have enough stuff to beat these guys normally. Yeah, that'll do. That will do nicely. Alright. Can't risk it. You die. Let's use a heal here, I think. No one's life is worth $100. we just do that defend attack thing? Nice. Okay. That's the way to go. So, looks like buff counters are kind of the thing with this guy, aren't they? Oh, and I've been told that these, gray bars over here, which I think I mentioned, but then completely forgot about in a previous part, are kind of the, thing as far as, hotels and stuff go. Alright, so... got a couple minutes here before hitting the 30-minute cap, so first off, let me just look around and see if I can find that a-hole in the cape that owes me a map. Oh, you're a goat! Come over here, goat. You're the prick that sent that guy after me, aren't you? Wow. Alright, well, anyway. Goat guy's an a-hole. Yeah, you know what? I was too. He's dead now, but I got vengeance on that box. Alright, what's your deal? This is his frickin' house. House of Healing. Is this gonna be like a running gag where, like, the House of Healing is the next location, and then he just keeps running off every single time, and never gives me that map? Because they never wanted to implement a map feature? Burlesque. That feels like a side quest. Alright, you know what, actually, I'm just gonna drop the save in here. You know what? They need Sunbalto, that's what happened. Get the friggin' dogs out to go get your medicine. Any dang way, yeah, that'll be that for now. Just drop the save right there, and, yeah, we'll see you next time. Actually, survive another part, go figure.